When looking at addiction from a historical perspective, there's some core issues that need to be examined. So first, there's the manufacturers of the thing. So it might have been cigarettes in the past, or booze, or what was called hooch at one point in time. But there's someone or something that's producing uh, the product, the end product. In the case with gaming addiction, there are multiple producers involved. It's complicated. Then there's the pushers of the thing. So it's people who encourage or promote or sell or are involved in gaining access to the thing. Again, quite complicated. Um, Pornography and children. Who's pushing that one? Um, Gaming addiction, games that are highly addictive. Who are the pushers there? Who are pushing, really complicated. When you're talking about uh, kids, when I thought about addiction, it would be, maybe the 10, 11, 12 crowd and teenagers, but we're talking about access from, the time they can hold a cell phone. So then when you have to look at parental involvement in providing the thing. Uh, Historically, I had heard of mothers feeding, alcohol to their babies in a baby bottle. Interesting. Uh, uh, I never saw it firsthand, so I don't know about the veracity of that kind of thing. But I've seen plenty of people hand a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, a cell phone, and it's very clear that's the easy form of entertainment, and that's the inappropriate babysitter, and that starts from the very earliest days. So, the internet and addiction is so, so complicated. It is one incredible tangled web. And um, yeah, not easy to peel back the layers, not easy to sort things through, particularly when you've got someone who's not talking about what's going on and may not even be able to articulate what their experience has been, how they became addicted, especially if they're delusional. They can often not recall years of their life, just like I had a cousin who had told me at one time he couldn't remember 25 years of his life. He was an alcoholic. I've seen the same thing with gaming addiction. When people get seriously addicted, they're they're delusional. They don't know what's up, what's down. They don't remember. They're a mess. So, given the complexity of the situation, it's all the more important to figure out your part in the matter. June 29th. After some time in recovery, I picked up it's called Blueprint for Progress, Al-Anon's Guide to Taking a Searching and Fearless Moral Inventory, Step 4. I was well aware of many character defects, and I was eager to be free of their hold on me, but I didn't expect so many questions about my character assets. Again and again, I was asked to recognize positive qualities about myself. It was frustrating. Why waste time on things that already worked? These assets hadn't kept my life from becoming unmanageable. Obviously, they weren't worth much. My sponsor suggested that my resistance to this part of the step might have something to teach me, and he was right. Eventually, I realized that my assets are the foundation upon which my new, healthier life is being built. Refusing to recognize them just holds down my self-esteem. As long as I see myself as pitiful, hopeless, and sick, I don't have to change. I knew I was ready to feel better about myself, so I gathered up my willingness and I listed all the positive attributes I could find about myself. And I felt much better about myself ever since. Today's a reminder. I will acknowledge that I have many positive qualities, and I will share one or two of these with a friend. Here's the quote: all progress must grow from a seed of self-appreciation. And that's from The Dilemma of the Alcoholic Marriage. Addiction, it always gets expressed as an attack on the character of the loved ones. There's some real character assassination going on. You can call it projection, you can call it a lot of things. But when someone we love isn't doing well, just by association, it brings us down. It just does. So it's important to step out of it and get a handle on what's going on by examining yourself very carefully and examining your involvement in supporting the addiction. So this handbook, Blueprint for Progress, it's so hard to get the camera to focus, but let me see if I could, here we go. That's what it is. I use it with my sponsees, and I've done it with my sponsor, who happens to have been a retired clinical psychologist. And she and I, as we went over it, went, absolutely the best thing I've ever done, the best written. The questions are very thorough, very thoughtful. Anybody could benefit from doing the Blueprint for Progress. For all those of you out there flying solo, you're not going to get the benefit from it by doing it alone. You really need someone to kind of poke and prod you who knows you. So do it with a sponsor, but I would encourage anybody to get that particular guidebook and to use it. And I don't think it's particularly costly. I think it's like $20 at any rate. Do step 4. It's a game changer. Blessings on your day.